Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing wonderfully well and welcome back to what will be the third of our mass Air Forces battles, and probably this is going to be a very important battle as well. I know most of you do not listen to the briefing, but in this case I would appreciate it if you did listen to the first few minutes, because I will need your feedback. I've got quite a few talking points today, so today's video will consist of an introduction, viewer feedback and corrections, research, scenario details, and the battle. First, introduction. We started a few weeks ago doing these Air Forces versus Air Forces battles and make them fight to the death. It's really important to understand that this is not a tactical or realistic simulation in this case. It's more fun based, but it is very interesting. We started off with the Russian Air Force versus the Chinese Air Force. We modelled the entire warplane part of the Russian and Chinese Air Forces. We scaled them down by a factor of 10. So this is a 1/10th scale, but staying in proportion. The Chinese steamrolled over the Russian Air Force as we all predicted. Then we introduced the Americans, the US Air Force versus the Chinese Air Force and Navy. We threw the Chinese Navy in as well because it's only 60 planes, it makes now no difference. The US Air Force won, but the Chinese did surprisingly, or should we say worryingly, well. Which brings us on to today, having a pop at the new champs are a combined force of the US Navy and the US Marine Corps. So today is United States Air Force versus US Navy with the US Marine Corps 1/10th scale. The next section I would like to look at is addressing viewer feedback and corrections. These battles are just too big and complex for me to do on my own. There are so many parameters to think about. I require you guys, the viewers, to help as well, and I read your feedback wherever I can. I do my best. And today we're going to look at some of your feedback. First, you complained on the previous battle that the Chinese did too well. And I agree, for strict numbers that we had in play, the Chinese overperformed. And that usually means something's not quite right. So I went back and watched that video and I found this, a big glaring error at 6:33 in the video. When I'm looking at the F-16s, if we look down here at the weights, an error. Empty. I've accidentally set the F-16s, the GR versions of the F-16s at 20 or let's say 30,000 pounds empty weight. That's wrong. It's 10,000 pounds too heavy. So what that means is over the last 6 months or so that we've been using the Grim Reaper's version of the F-16, it's been carrying around an extra 10,000 pounds of weight, which is annoying, and it means it has caused errors and inaccuracies. So I've created version 5 of the F-16. It's now the correct weight. And it does also explain why I had to overrate the engines on that aircraft to perform roughly correctly. In fact, let me just quickly show you why not. When I am maintaining these aircraft, it's really useful because I have core game variants that I can compare them to. So for instance, I have an F-16C Block 50 core game asset that I can tune it to. For the Super Hornet, I have a core game Legacy Hornet that I can roughly tune it to. It's a baseline that I can work off. And what I found is the Grim Reaper's F-16, or the Block 70 hybrid as I called it, I had to upgrade the engine severely to allow it to catch up acceleration wise to the core game F-16C. Now that I've corrected the weight, as you can see here, it's now 18 or 19,000 empty weight. I can now put the engines back to what they should be, and it just about works. And this is the way I tune the engine and rough drag performance in the Grim Reaper's aircraft. Speed it up. You'll see that the sprint is still a little bit too fast on this guy here. This is actually the Block 70, but what will happen is it will start to neutralize as it gets into higher airspeed. So I'm going to have to work on it a bit more, but it's near enough for today. So what we've got now at the end of that is a Block 70 Grim Reaper's F-16C that overall accelerates about right, but importantly, it now turns about right. That's the first correction I've done, viewers. It's annoying because it means WarGames that we've done previously have been inaccurate, but that is life, I'm afraid. We have to learn, and we will slowly get more and more of these errors out. Next, I would like to address complaints that the AIM-120D1s and D3s, Grim Reaper's long-range missiles, were not performing very well as compared to the PL-15. I've done a bit of experimentation. I've got nothing to quantify for you here today, but what I've found anecdotally is they're not responding very well to jammers. All modern 2020s aircraft that we simulate have self-protection jammers on, viewers. The PL-15, the American JTAM, perform admirably against these jammers, but for some reason the AIM-120D1 and D3 are struggling a bit more, burning through those jammers, and it's causing some inaccuracies. That said, it's not night and day. It's probably about, 10% worse than the other missiles, so don't worry too much about it for now, and I will keep investigating that. Finally, and most importantly today, you guys, or some of you guys, said that you're fed up of seeing such a low PK, probability of kill, of the long-range Grim Reaper's 2020s missiles. On a big battle like this that is infinitely chaotic, the missiles get a terrible PK of around 5 to 10%. For a modern missile, that does sound very bad, but it's not the missile's fault. The missiles in game are actually fine. It's because we're abusing them. When we set them up, or got CH to set them up for us, we specifically asked for what we think 2020's missiles are, which is a missile that can be fired at around 100 miles, guided exclusively on Link 16 data link. Once those missiles have been fired, I want the firing aircraft to be able to turn around, go home and refuel, and those missiles will carry on and strike their targets. That's what has been created for us, and they work very well in moderation, by which I mean if you've got 10, 20, maybe 30 of them in the air at once, they perform perfectly well. We know that because we've been on the receiving end of them at 100 miles. They are extremely effective and hard to dodge. But if you abuse that missile, like we do with these mass simulations where you're throwing tens of planes against tens of planes, which is inherently unrealistic, but it is entertaining. It's what we like to do. That system starts to break down. The reason it starts to break down is that the aircraft will fire a huge battery of missiles at their maximum range, 130 miles, 110 miles, whatever. And for every 10 missiles fired, 9 of them never reach their intended target. Why is that? Well, it's because these missiles are fired at such long range, the transit times are so big, they can only go Mach 4 absolute maximum. By the time 9 of those 10 missiles reaches its prospective target, that target is already dead because the first missile took it out, or another missile upset that plane and that moved it out of the receptive basket of those 9 missiles. So it's not the missile's fault, it's how we're using it and abusing them in these large battles, so we'll never be able to get a good probability of kill. Now, don't confuse low probability of kill figures with lack of effectiveness. These are very tactically effective weapons, even when we're abusing them. They will stop an enemy getting anywhere near the area that we want to stop them getting near. They still do their job. In some cases, it's true, you don't even have to kill the baddie. Make him dodge enough times, he will run out of fuel and have to go home. But you guys want to see better probability of kill figures, and that's what we're going to do today. So today, instead of using our normal firing parameters, I will usually ask them to fire at maximum range, because that's how these missiles have been designed to be used. I've changed it to this: fire at random between max range and no escape. So rather than firing at, say, 110 miles of the AIM-120 D3, they're going to be firing more about 60 miles. Now, the missile will actually be not much more effective kinematically, but what you'll see is the phenomenon that I explained before will be less prevalent. The missile will have a flight time, instead of 9 or 8 minutes, it'll be more like 4 or 5 minutes, which means the chances that the aircraft that this missile is intended for has been destroyed is less. Therefore, overall PK will rise. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the missiles. It's the way we're using them that's the problem. So now by firing at 60 miles instead of 110 miles, we're going to get less missile wastage. PKs will go up. Instead of 5 to 10% PK, I think we can punt for something like 25% PK, which in a battle this complex, with this many factors going on, is, to be honest, unbelievably good. And that's the main game changer today. I want you guys to watch this fight and tell me how you want Grim Reapers to move forward. Do you want us to work with the 110 mile shots, or would you rather move to this with a higher PK? Well, I guess we're going to go find out. Right, we're going to move into the next section, which is research. USAF warplanes as of 2023. A-10s, 287, Tucano 3, AC-130 21, B-1 45, amazing, B-2 21, B-21s none yet, B-52 72, F-15C and D 266, F-15E 218, F-15EX 2, F-16, the backbone of USAF, 922, Raptors 177, F-35A 310, AEW Centuries 31, Night Watch 4, E11, 4, giving a total of 283 fixed-wing warplanes, of which dedicated bombers or attack, 449. Fighters and fighter bombers, anything with a air-to-air radar, 1895. What I'm interested in is the things I've put stars in today. That's the things that are going to be useful in a straight-up air-to-air deathmatch battle. Remember, this is not a tactical fight. This is strictly a deathmatch. That is the F-15C, the F-15E, the F-15EX, the F-16, the F-22, and the F-35. United States Navy, Super Hornets, 566. That's actually a lot less than I thought they would have. Now here's a real shocker, viewers. F-35C, officially 26 in service. I figured you guys had like 200 in service. That shows how far behind I am. And that figure we've correlated with several websites and they all say about 20. So amazing. Hawkeye, the other end of the spectrum, I'm amazed. You've got 97 Hawkeyes. That's such a big amount. E6, 16. Growlers, 153. Orions, 12. Marine Corps, Harrier 2s, 87. Legacy Hornets, 138. F-35Bs, 127. That's more like it. Giving a total of fixed-wing warplanes, 1,222. Oh, nearly half of USAF. Of that, fighters or fighter bombers, things that can be used with air-to-air radars, 1,097, AEW and EW, 125. So the things that can be used as frontline fighters, sorry I forgot to put stars in, but I'll just show you them now. Obviously, Super Hornet. Obviously, F-35C. Growler, I've checked, does retain its air-to-air radar and can fire AMRAAM missiles. We can't figure out how many it can fire, but we're just going to make some assumptions. So Growler we're taking with us. Harrier 2 we're taking with us. Legacy Hornets, obviously yes. And F-35Bs, obviously yes. Giving a total of 1,097 frontline capable warplanes. And on today's battle details, viewers, first an overview. USAF in the blue here have 190 aircraft representing 1,895. Obviously it's a 10th scale. The reds today are US Navy with 75 aircraft representing 745 and US Marine Corps with 35 aircraft representing 352 real aircraft. It's a simple deathmatch. Take off, everyone charge into the middle, fire your missiles, go into guns and die. No realism in terms of tactics, no conservative flying, no RDB, just charge in, everyone must die. I need them to die because otherwise the server will pack up. Distance between fronts are roughly about 260 miles, so it is a big flight and fuel will be a thing and all modelled today. I'm having all aircraft today take off from bases. Why? Because if I had them all air spawned, again the server will crash. Such a big battle will always have restrictions. At the bases of the US Marine Corps and US Navy, we have 57 Super Hornets F models taking off from that base there. We have 15 AE-18G Growlers taking off from that base there with 14 FA-18C Legacy Hornets. We have 9 AV-8Bs taken from this base here. We have 3 F-35Cs taken from this base here and 13 F-35Bs here. Note each side gets redundant AWACSs, 3 AWACSs per side, which are legitimate targets. The US Air Force have 92 F-16Cs. They need 3 bases to house them. There, and there. 18 F-22s and 31 F-35As, that base there. 49 F-15C, E and EXs at these 2 bases here with their 3 AWACS. Also, humans can be at this base here and this base here, closer to the front line. You can have either a core game variant or a GR variant of each plane that I've given you. So a core game variant of the F-16C or a Grim Reaper's Block 70 of the F-16C. It's up to you. There's always a trade. The core game models have much better flight models and cockpits and stuff. The GR versions have the more modern weapons. Same with the Hornet. You can have a Legacy Hornet with the really good flight model and stuff, or you can have a GR Super Hornet with the better weapons and the better radar. That's up to you. Let's go into the all-important specifics, viewers, and this is what separates the men from the boys. Where do you want to start? How about F-16C? 92 of them, viewers. Obviously, everything is A skill level, the best we can get. They will be armed with what I've learnt is probably the best configuration for this guy. Missiles that exist right now in mainstream. 4 D3s with a range of 110 nautical miles, 2 Sidewinders. Whatever happens today, close combat will happen, viewers. They always find a way. Fuel tanks that are jettisonable. Oh, I should say, one very important thing, viewers. I can't have all aircraft on screen at once. It will crash. So I'm phasing them in spawns. 60% of the aircraft will spawn in on each side, exactly 60%. Then 20 minutes later, the remaining 40% will spawn. In the remaining 40%, I've got all of the 5th gen aircraft as well as some 4th gen. So to begin with, it will be 4th gen v 4th gen because I want that big fight. Then on the second spawn, the 5th gen and the remaining 4th gen will spawn in. It's the best we can do. We always have restrictions in processing power. We have Raptors, a stealth configuration for stealth planes today, viewers, because it allows them to use their best attribute, which is stealth, which is all modeled today. A lot of you keep saying to me, but Cap, stealth isn't modeled properly in DCS. You should use CMO, Combined Modern Operations, or whatever it's called. You're right, that is modeled better for stealth, but, and listen to this very carefully, I've very carefully tailored the stealth attributes of the Grim Reaper's aircraft, the Grim Reaper's variants, to match CMO. So it is actually pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. F-22s, 6 120 D3s, and 2 Sidewinders and some bags. These planes will need fuel tanks today. F-35As with the Sidekick mod allowing 4 A120D3s, 2 Sidewinders and fuel tanks. The F-15, a little bit controversial, but it's the best I can do. And the best I can simulate, the American C, E and EXs, the modern variants that are used today in the 2020s, is this. The Grim Reaper's hybrid EX model. It's somewhere between an E, a C and an EX. With an A's to radar, 8 A120D3s, 2 Sidewinders and bags. It's a pretty decent plane all round, and I think pretty decent analog. That's it. There are SAMs, but they won't play a huge part. There's a big Patriot site there, and I mean a big Patriot site, and each base has small NASAM sites, or the equivalent, on the red side. Next, the Reds. Sorry about my voice, viewers. I'm still struggling with my latest COVID. Hopefully it will go away at some point. Right, we've got the Super Hornets, which is, of course, the lion's share of the US Navy. One thing I've learned is if I don't give them their full loadout, then the associated fanboy, whether it's Navy, USAF, or US Marine Corps, will have a big shout at me. So I've given them what is probably their maximum loadout of 10 A120D3s and a bunch of Sidewinders. Next, we've got Growlers, which today are unfortunately played by F models with the same loadout. Can a Growler carry that, viewers? I just don't know, and no one could tell me. Sorry if I've got it wrong. FA-18Cs with their maximum kind of loadout of a bunch of AMRAAMs and some Sidewinders. These are the legacy models, viewers. Harriers, I've got 9 of those in. I've used the AV-8B. I'm going to get in trouble for this. I think the remaining Harriers in USMC service are the 2 models with the air-to-air radar and the AMRAAMs. I don't have that in game, and I've got nothing that I can use for that. So the best I can do is AV-8B, non-air-to-air radar with some Sidewinders. Sorry. And finally, the 5th gen guys over here on the second spawn, F-35Bs, which do not have the Sidekick because they can't have the room. So they've got just 2 D3s, 2 Sidewinders, and then there are the associated C models with the Sidekick, which I think they can have, with 4 long-range missiles and 2 Sidewinders, guys. That is the best, really, that I can set stuff up. And welcome into the battle. My humans today are Fire Dad, Super Bog, Cannibal, Super Bog, Simba, Block 70, Squirrel, Block 70, Strider, Block 50, or the other way around. Sorry if I've got that the wrong way around. All right, viewers. Now, if you're worried that half of the planes aren't in, it's because of the spawn rules. Again, I said 60% of the AI will start now. The other 40% will start afterwards. Let me start looking at the AI. Super Hornet with all of their D3 A120Ds. The woefully under-equipped Harriers. Sorry, can't do much about that one. We have my red humans. My blue humans. Our F-15 hybrid today, representing the C, the D, the E, and the EX. The mainstay, the F-16, if I can find it. 92 of these suckers going up. That's all that spawned in. I will cut the video until the first missiles are being fired. Welcome back, viewers. First missiles are already out between my humans. We've got an A120D3. And on this side, an A120D3 as well, because everyone's America today. So, like I said, or if you skip the briefing, America actually only has about 150, 200 of these, and we're going to fire about 1,000 of them today. I know that's unrealistic, but throw me a friggin' bone here. All of our loadouts are realistic. There is no fighters, in reality, that go up with full loadouts. It's just completely inefficient. But, you know, we want a bit of showmanship, so we go out with full loadouts. Also, my argument is, if it's reciprocated on both sides, it doesn't really matter. Changes like that will cancel each other out. These missiles have gone dead already. Why? It's because the guys that they're firing on have done this. hidden. There's no line of sight between AWACS and the thing it was going for, and therefore the missile is now kaput. As well as that, these missiles are being fired from relatively low down. Fired from relatively low down, even an A120D3 is, what, a 15-mile missile, maybe 20? And that is 100% kaput. Distances between human fronts are very low because I started them at the front line because I want them to have some fun, viewers. So they're just doing little pop-up attacks at the moment. Oh, someone been shot down. Who was it?
Nope. Crappy G model.
That'll be the crappy G model, guys. Missile is tracking. Can fire get low enough is the question. You can. Yep, missile spoofed. Get to see the missiles in action here, viewers. Oh, they've turned squirrel away. And you can see it's down to 400 knots, so he burnt all its energy off. Like I said, the missiles are really not much better than C models down at these altitudes. And in fact, you can see Strider using a C model there.
My radar's struggling.
Yeah, it's going to get messed up because of all the AI. Unfortunately. An FC3 radar may just be better for today, to be honest, guys. Missile defeated. Lots of good dodging. And it's the great thing about humans. Humans will do things like this, viewers. When a missile is after them, they'll go into a canyon and hide. At which point, no missile can get him. AI, not so much. Oh, in fact, speaking of AI, here they come, viewers. Distance between AI fronts now of 100 nautical miles. Are humans trading blows at low altitude? What you're going to see today is a lot of AI firing at humans that are low down, and those missiles missing because, again, the humans will dodge and do dynamic things. Right, first missiles out from the AI today. Somewhere. Wow, someone's even fired a freaking Sidewinder. Where's that? Oh yeah, look at that.
That was a misclick.
Shots.
Ouch.
AIM-120C still tracking. We've got this little sub-battles within this giant macro AI battle. Missiles being slung at each other at 80 miles, a bit further than I thought, but it probably will average about 60 miles, like I said, viewers. In terms of the altitude, the Grim Reaper's missiles, when they're lofting like this, double the altitude, and that is what we're trying to simulate. Fighter just avoided a missile by the skin of his friggin', whoops, skin of his teeth. Simba popping off D3s. It's going to get harder for the humans now because now we've got long-range missiles from the AI starting to rain down upon them. D3, of course, being the US's latest in-service missile. It's really just an upgrade to the D1. We have the first AI-fired missiles now raining down. Oh, look at this. Humans firing AI, AI firing back at humans. Most of the information you're going to find on the scoreboard today, viewers, at the top right. Sorry if it's a bit too small for you. It's very hard for me to show much in 3D. Even with his lightweight, he is struggling to outrun it. Should have dropped your bags, mate. 2 F-18s down, 3 F-16s down. The slaughter begins, viewers. Well, that's definitely a Super Hornet being shot at, viewers. No good. Oh, twin kill. 4 Hornets down to 3 F-16s down. We're still going to see missiles like this, viewers, that are wasted for the reasons I said at the beginning of the video. By the time it's got to the area, someone else, or another missile, has already taken the target out or turned them cold, put them outside the basket of the missile. Good dodge. 4 Hornets down, 4 F-16s down, even Stevens, viewers. Good dodge. Did he die? Yes, he died.
Splash 1 F-16.
Well done, human. Not easy to do as a human, viewers, in this type of battle. All sorts of things stopping you doing that. 4 Hornets down, 5 F-16s down, 6 F-16s down. The Reds have fired 60 missiles, the Blues have fired 70 missiles. 5 Bogs down to 6 F-16s down. 7 F-18s
F-18.
down. Simba got an F-18. 7 F-18s down to 6 F-16s down. USAF now punching ahead. Could that D3 chase that guy? Wherever he is. Somewhere. 8 Hornets down to 6 F-16s down. Did not see it coming. Oh!
Splash another F-16.
Well done. There'll be a little lag if as you saw there, viewers, just because of the amount of stuff going on. Smash. 9 Hornets down to 7 F-16s down. USAF still slightly in the lead, but anything could change, viewers. And the really, really under-equipped AV-8Bs. Basically target drones for today.
All blues, we've got left flank coming in.
Oh, a lot going on, viewers. This D's turned one of the F-16 cold look. And he's outrun it. With his new lightweightness. Costs to blues so far, $900 million. To reds, $700 million. Oh, it's tied.
Aw. Squirrel got shot down by an F-18.
Ooh, 9 Hornets down to 9 F-16s down. It is 100% even Stevens, Viewingtons. The Bog's making a big push. 13 Reds down for 11 F-15s are starting to go down now. So much going on now, viewers. Yep, the F-15s are 100% in play now. In terms of our PK, it's nothing like I was promised. Good dodge, F-16. Oh, we've pretty much got a merge now. That's amazing for that to happen so soon, viewers. 18 Reds down to 13 Blues down. Very hard to know what to watch now. There's an AIM-9X fight there. Wow, a Harrier just beat a friggin' F-15. That's one useful thing about having really cold engines. 24 Reds down to 16 Blues down. The killing's been done by the Blues. No, yes, Blues. Harrier. Harrier. $27 Reds down to 16 Blues down. 30 Reds to 19 Blues down. Oh, it's changing so quickly now. The missiles are really starting to get in their stride now. This must start chasing an F-15. And missed. But this one chased this guy here. Look at that. I am chasing you. F-15 with its massive, powerful engines. Outrunning him. Well done, young man. 33 Reds down, and the killing is really ramping up. 33 Reds down to 22 Blues down. So much stuff happening now. Hard to know what to watch. It's a Super Bog in trouble. Smack. Down. Tactically, Blues have now fully pushed past Bullseye by about 10 miles. That is a big tactical indicator. This one's after fire, Dad. Oh, he's gone up to blow up. But he got his missile out, which will guide on the data link. That looked painful, fire.
I unfortunately have to leave. Take care.
Bye.
Later.
Good evasion. F-15's doing real well. Only 6 F-15 shot down. They are really barnstorming at the moment. F-16s are great, but they're not tactically the best. Remember, they're only carrying 4 medium to long range missiles on, which means they can only be so much use. F-15s carry twice as many missiles, twice as much fuel, and so on. Can be tactically more useful, but you pay the price for that, obviously. Great kill on that Bog, but the Bog got 3 missiles off. Oh, and they're doing well. Oh, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just had a... God, he did well. Oh, too many buttons to press. 38 Reds down to 28 Blues down. PK of the missiles really starting to rise now. The red missiles have a PK of over 25%. The Blues much less, but they've had much less targets to fire at, which means you'll get that problem that I described at the beginning of the video occurring quite a lot. Lots of missiles going for one target and only one can make the kill. Okay, Blues have now tactically just pushed just so much. 32 miles past Bullseye. They're going to run into the SAM now, which will start to be a natural equalizer. Obviously, I've put the SAMs in there to even things up a bit and allow the other side to push back a bit. Good evasion, sir. 39 Reds down to 31 Blues down. That is 31 Hornets down. All AV-8Bs have shot down, as of course we thought they would be. 21 F-16s down and 10. Whoa! Look at that F-15. Oh. If one didn't get him, the other one would. And 12 F-15Es down. The nearest red to Bullseye now is 63 nautical miles, pushed all the way back. The spawn just happened. I missed it, But now, the Reds have F-35Bs, F-35Cs. Our Growler equivalent Super Legacy Hornets are all in. The Blues get more F-16s, more F-15s, F-35s, and the dreaded Raptor. The way things are going, they're not really going to need it. Cannonball now taking it off, completely surrounded by Blues. Blues have done so tactically well here.
You want me to swap sides to
Yes.
give Cannonball help?
Yep, do it. Feel
That'd
free
be
to
nice.
swap to Reds, guys. Obviously, you know, it's massively getting thrashed by the AI.
I don't think that the Patriot is gonna change
Hopefully,
the
yeah.
outcome.
Simba and Cannibal 100% got their work cut out for them. They're already getting strafed. Oh, guys, by one of your beloved F-16s, Simba. Oh no, Reds just got big reinforcements. They've still got plenty of Super Bogs. They've just got reinforcements of 30 Growlers, Legacy Hornets, and they're all important 5th gen. And the other thing is, viewers, because look where Bullseye is, that makes it harder for the blue supply lines. For a Raptor to get in, they need to go well over 200 miles, which is, to be honest, further than a Raptor can go on max throttle. So it's going to cause all sorts of fuel problems for the Blues. So again, that will help to even things out. And what you'll start to see is a front here, where the Patriots are going to be keeping the Blues back, and their own fuel limits are going to be... Simba's up, but he is surrounded by everything known to man. Simba's got a follower. Simba's gained another follower. You do not want to see that in your rearview mirror, viewers. Luckily for Simba, he's out of all weapons. No Sidewinders, no AMRAMs. All he's got to throw at him is a teapot and an AVFLR. Oh, but it didn't matter, because something came from the stern. It was always going to happen. 51 Reds down to... Oh, they're evening it out. Now, look at this phenomenon I said, viewers. Because the red-blue supply lines are starting to wither, look at the change in the killing. They're nearly equal. 52 Reds down to 46 Blues down. So the Reds are going to start getting more effective because their supply lines are much closer, and they have support from their Patriot, which is this thing here. I've used an old crappy Pack 1/Pack 2, but it's all that's needed for today, to be honest. You don't need a big modern asset for this. This F-15EX is pushed.
Sorry, Cannonball.
70 miles.
Yeah, spawn camping, that's the mark of a real man.
Awkward.
I can't take you man-to-man one-on-one, so I'll get you while you're on the ground.
Hero F-15 shot down. 54 Reds down to 52 Blues. Reds are pushing it back now. The Blues supply lines are really stretched. AI spawn camping the boys.
Yeah, I'm going to knock that on the head. That's not gentlemanly.
Watch out. Bog down. 57 to 53. It's almost even Stevens in terms of kills, so Reds are punching above their weight at this point. Cannonball airborne, but how long is it going to last? Seconds, probably. Yep, he lasted all of 3 seconds. That said, on the plus side, you guys are doing a favour because you're keeping the Blues tied up around the airfield while the Reds can come in and shoot them at long range. We're just buying them some breathing space, stopping the steamroller effect. Blues have now pushed past Bullseye by a staggering 60 nautical miles. Hero F-16 doing Hero F-16 things. But he's shy on weapons.
What local reinforcements on the Reds now are all F-35s.
Are these F-35s going to swing things, viewers? They can only be shot from within 20 miles at best. I don't know. Oh, 2 F-22 shot down. It's a freak collision, viewers. They're nowhere near combat. They ran into each other. It's a thing. So ignore the F-22 death. F-35s now fully merged and in combat. None have been shot down yet. And it's a dogfight between an F-16 and an F-35. I don't know which I would rather be in. They're all out of missiles, I bet. This one's going to get shot down. He's just got too many D3s coming at him. Oh, he's evaded them all. Ladies and gentlemen, the use of stealth. Still no F-35 shot down. You really need a Sidewinder to shoot one down. All these missiles, look, just being duped by the stealth. That's all model today. Ah, now that's going to be a problem. He does not see it coming towards him, and it does not care about his radar cross-section.
Alright, I got 7 missiles off before I died.
Reds fully backed into the wall. 28 minutes in now. Still some F-35s to come. 72. They've drawn even on kills, so well done with that. Uh-oh, another AIM-9X. The AI have found out how to get around the low radar cross-section. That's bad for the Reds. F-35's going down now. All to AIM-9X kills. Reds are ahead in the kills, though. 73 down to 77 blues. Oh, F-16 in the face, in the chops, guys. These F-35s are doing great things. They've got a brilliant
Kill
ratio.
cannonball.
Hold on, we're actually getting a kill. Very target-rich environment for the Reds. 78 Reds down to 82 Blues down. 5 F-35s down. Blues are 70 nautical miles in. That guy is 70 nautical miles past bullseye. No ammo, no fuel. Just got his teapot for looking. Oh, F-35's gonna get it. Evaded. 86 Reds down to 94 Blues down. Blues, real stretched supply lines. A lot of planes heading back to base now. Out of fuel. You? Out of fuel. You? Out of fuel. And America, a lot of the American front line have done their fight. But here come, finally, the American 5th gen Raptor at the lead. Already overtaken the slow-ass F-35s. Coming in literally at Mach 2. Look at that. 1,250 knots. Twice the speed of sound. Problem is, the supply line is so long that I don't think they're going to have the fuel. They'll fire a missile and have to turn around. Oh, Cannonball and Simba frantically just shooting off all their missiles, hoping that something will stick. Oh, one of you's tracking a target and kill. Well done. Now they're killing, viewers. They are killing. 92 Reds down to 102 Blues down at a cost of $10 billion. Amazing. Good evasion, sir. And the supply lines have crumpled on the blue side because, look, they're having to pull out now. They're all pulling out. But, like I said, the Raptors are now here. First Raptor entering the fight. Probably on fumes by now. All Super Hornets have now taken off and are gone. All Growlers and Legacy Bulks are airborne. Harriers were lost a long time ago. And the last red F-35 taking off now. Wide wing version. Blues have been pushed back to the Patriot perimeter. They are now only 37 miles past bullseye. The red fight back continues, but Raptor now fully fighting. Slowed right down to combat speed. No use at all at Mach 2. 9 red F-35s down of the 13 available. Now, God, that Raptor's about to get shot. Oh, that's stealth foos. Did you see that? Nice, nice, nice. Oh, and shot a guy down. Good fighting. 100 Reds down, 111 Blues down. And all these super bogs being pushed back. Not out of fuel, but just being pushed back by the weight of fire. Like I said, you don't have to kill them. A lot of the Blues are out of the fight just because they're out of fuel now. 102 Reds down, 112 Blues down. Raptors now firing AIM-9Xs. Kudos for the server for handling it all. Smash! Raptor kill. No Raptors shot down yet, just the two that will crash into each other. Raptor jets in the tanks. Oh, he's just shown his belly. He's just shown his belly! Oh, he's dead. That was his own fault, viewers. He presented a giant surface to the Reds. We now have one official Raptor down. 2 official Raptor down. Cannonball killed a Raptor. Well done. 110. Oh, that's it. That's all of the AI, but obviously there have been a lot of humans involved. A lot of F-16s landing now. They were F-15s. They will not play another part in the battle. There's a blue Raptor. Always going to get this guy. Boom, super bogged down. The Raptors are really even things up. Look at the scores of even things up now. 113 to 118. Big difference is making. Oh, the last dregs of the Reds are coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Reds left. 117 Reds down to 122 Blues down. Good kill. Good kill. Squirrel shot down by a human. 4 Reds remaining. $118 to 126. Still 4 Reds remaining. Oh, but the USAF is just waking up. It's still launching Raptors. Air is taut. Super bogged down. 3 reds left. Oh, lightning on lightning kill. And dogfight. Still 3 reds remaining. Stealth beat that missile. Stealth beat that missile.
That was a ghost F-35 by the look of it.
Yep. It's actually the lag of the server that makes it look like it's going through him, but it's not. It's actually missing him by a few hundred feet. The F-35s will not die. Wow, still an F-15EX in here. Oh, there must be one of the second spawns. This F-35's just chewing everything up. And the last dogfight's going to be an F-35 v F-35 gunfight by the looks of it. That's kind of sexy. Dodge. Just die, will you? 123 reds down to a staggering 137 blues down. And still they're going. Halt your spawns. Halt your spawns, please. Yeah! Last red down. Woo! Oh, guys. I think we all knew blue was going to win, but man, did red put up a good fight. Right, let's have a look at the figures. 125 reds down to 135 blues down. Why did the reds kill more blues? There are many reasons, but the main thing is, tactically, the blues were so stretched. They were having fuel problems. They were running into SAMs. It is much harder for them to fight the war. Why did blues win? Because they've got more planes and they've got more good planes. You know what I'm trying to say. They've got more Raptors and F-35s. They were always going to win. Let's look at the efficacy of the new missile firing tactic. Reds got a PK of about 22%, just doing that in my head. Much better than we used to have. Blues, much worse, 20%. So, yeah, that's not too bad. Bearing in mind, firing net for maximum range was 5 to 10%. Now we're up to about 20 to 22%. I was punching for 25%. We couldn't quite get there. And a lot of that is because my humans were doing their fights and dodging missiles and stuff. But so, you let me know what you think about that. Costs, Reds, $10 billion. To the USN and USMC, $14 billion. USAF, a lot of those are the Raptors and the F-35s, I suppose. So no surprises, but red put up a really stonking fight.
For me, literally every missile I fired, kind of 20 seconds later, that target just disappeared. So it's the whole deconfliction thing. Mm-hmm. I think that's about as good as you can ask for in a scenario like this. Just a massive furball.
Mm-hmm.
I think that red had a target-rich environment.
I think they helped their PK. Their PK was a bit better. The missiles are the same. They're the same missile fire, but the same radar in our sim, but they've got a better probability of kill. Why? More stuff to shoot at. Whereas the blues were firing more missiles, but at the same target, which exacerbated the problem we talked about in the first place. Hence a lower PK by a couple of %.
Is there any way you could have got the Reds to hold within the Patriot cover zone? I mean, I know it wouldn't have made the world's bestest video, but just to draw the blues and really, really stretch them.
There is, but it starts breaking down. I've actually tried it before. So if they go outside of a ring, you can tell the red to disengage and go back. However, at that point, because they've disengaged, they no longer fight or try and dodge missiles or really, and they just end up getting sitting ducks and the whole thing breaks down. Hence why I just don't bother putting AI tactics in. It breaks down.
Realistically, you would not try and cram 200 fighters into a 40 by 40 square mile. That's just kind of what happens in DCS is AWACS vectors, everything towards the early targets. So everything just kind of funnels. And AI doesn't really have the discipline to stay in its zone.
It's the same with our naval battles, viewers. We do them about 220 miles, carrier to carrier. Even that is hugely unrealistic. In real life, a carrier would never get within about 1,000 miles of another carrier if it was aggressing. You would fight them at the max range of your standoff aircraft, which is 500 to 1,000 miles. But again, we've got to create a show. Otherwise, it's just, well, I'd go out of business and we wouldn't be able to do this. But yeah, fair enough. All right, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. Let us know what you think, viewers, if you've kind of listened to what I've been trying to get through to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and bye-bye.